All right, let's get this party started. Let's get this party started. Right. Welcome to a spontaneous broadcast of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I'm the Mighty One Angel Stumping Up 7. And I just want to make this commentary, put it on wax. How you doing there, Soul Brother 85, Twin Pyramid? Glad to see you. I got this on my mind. I just want to put it on wax. I don't intend to be here very long. It should be very easy to explain. Where do I start? I start off like this. Back in the day, I decided, because I began to see many flaws and errors in the beliefs, the ideology of the so-called Black conscious community. And I really began to focus on the Nation of Islam, is because that's where I come from. And I believed in these teachings since I was a child. It's very hurtful. It's very disappointing. It's very embarrassing when you find out that something that you really sincerely believed in was not what it supposed to be, or it's not what you thought it was. And I should not blame myself. All of us. There's a song, and the song has the lyrics, and I'm going to paraphrase. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. Everybody plays the fool. There's nobody who is alive that is immune to manipulation, who is immune to being tricked and deceived and scammed. There's nobody. There's nobody alive, because the scammer can be your mother, the scammer can be your father, the manipulator, deceiver can be somebody real close to you. We put up our guards for strangers sometimes, but our best friend to make $1 will scam us. Your girlfriend that you've been with for 10 years sell you out for a couple of dollars. There's nobody that's immune to being deceived. Everybody plays the fool sometimes. So sometimes it's done on purpose. Sometimes people do things and they don't really mean to hurt you, but that's all they know. They don't. So when we learn better, we should not feel embarrassed. We should not feel shame, because it's a part of life. This has been going on way before we were even born. People have been deceived. People have been manipulated. People have been tricked to believe this, and it's not your fault. It's not our fault. We should not be so down upon ourselves because we end up in a trap. What's embarrassing is when we allow ourselves, knowing that we're in a trap, and we accept the lie. We accept it when we know better. That's when it's embarrassing. That's when things look bad for us, when we know better, but we so embarrassed and we are so prideful and we so arrogant, we want to try to turn what we know of as a lie or as deception. We want to try to make some kind of truth out of it, and we look foolish and silly and we deserve what we get. Now look, so probably for the last 10 years, I have been talking about Nation of Islam teachings. Again, that's because that's where I come from. I come from the Nation of Islam. And during the time I have been talking about Nation of Islam teachings on YouTube, and I want to give many of those who don't like what I say, I want to give them credit and I want to give them applause because they've never flagged my videos. Now, black women have flagged my channel. Black men have flagged my channel. Of course, Caucasian people have flagged my channel. But the Nation of Islam, Hebrew Israelites have never flagged my channel. The gay community have never flagged my channel. The ones who have flagged my channel are black men, soul brothers, we call them here. I would rather say black men in this case. You're not no soul anything. You don't have no life. Dead. You're dead, mentally dead. Yeah, you black. The corporation got involved to flag my channel. But the Nation of Islam, now, certain individuals have threatened me. I have also been threatened with physical harm in the mosque itself on 2 occasions. I refuse to try for a third time because the third time it might turn out really, really bad for both of us. So I decided, and I could easily see that these people were not interested in brotherhood. So let me stay the hell away from them before I get hurt. Leave these people alone. They dangerous. You can't go to the mosque. They talking all this brotherhood and unity crap. And you can't go to the mosque without them harassing you. Brother, when you gonna come back? Why you talk about the minister? Negro, I'm just here to listen to the teaching, try to show some brotherhood, buy a final call newspaper, buy a bean pie, say, give the greetings to the brothers and sisters who know me. I haven't seen them in a long time, and go on about my business. But this is how it is with the lovers of peace. And I even heard Minister Farrakhan even say on a lecture, brothers and sisters who are former members, leave them alone. But these idiots, these idiots, they just don't get it. So I can't even blame Farrakhan. See, there's a mindset that goes along with these teachings. Because even Christianity, because the Bible says certain things, and the Holy Quran says certain things, but see, people have a mindset when they believe these teachings in the Bible and these religions, they take on a life of their own. And they begin to act on their own, in their own manner, which of course usually it can turn into violence. That's why Brother Malcolm is not here. There are those who in their minds believe if we kill Malcolm, they would get praise and honor from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Muslims. And it didn't happen. It did not happen at all. So a leader or the teachings itself don't have to say anything. And I can bear witness because I was thinking a certain way, and I have thought a certain way. Has nothing to do with the teachings, but there are those who get caught up in the teachings, in the ideology or the beliefs, and it takes a mind of its own. And sometimes these teachings, when we gravitate like that, it can make some good people turn insane. I can bear witness because I know for me, I was thinking a lot, looking back, I was thinking pretty nutty a lot. I was influenced by the teachings like that, and my interpretation, and those teachings can make you really, really angry and mad and upset, and you want to lash out. I can bear witness because that's what happened to me. Even so, I talked about these teachings for the last, probably 10 years now. And when you look back, and I began to actually examine, I see Mellow Cap is in the house. Mellow Cap. Shout out to Mellow Cap in the house, along with the deacons. Thank you so much for joining us this spontaneous broadcast. Looking back at the teachings and what you was taught, now that you are truly awakened, you're not, this is not that black conscious stuff. I'm awakened. No, you are truly awakened. You see the error and the flaw, not only in what the Europeans or Caucasian people have taught us, but you see how messed up these black teachings is. Matter of fact, we see that these black teachings, black conscious teachings, is nothing but Caucasian teachings. They're nothing but European teachings also. Same stuff, except it's colored black. And it's acceptable by us because it's black, it's African or whatever. So it's acceptable. It's the same stuff. It's still supremacy. Because if you take the black out of those teachings and put white, you can't tell the difference between what white folks have taught us and the stuff that these people, these teachings. And when it comes to teachings is another way of saying belief. The teaching, because it's belief. It's not facts. Some of it is. Some of it is factual. But it's beliefs. It's beliefs. Teaching equal beliefs. Now, some of you are familiar with the teachings of the Nation of Islam. Some of you are not. So the topic that I've chosen for tonight is the Nation of Islam's, or was the Nation of Islam's tribe of Shabazz barbarics or barbarians. And this comes from the teachings itself. This is not me. This is not me. This is the teachings itself. This is what we're taught when you're in the Nation of Islam. There's a story about Yaqub, the big head scientist. Many of us are familiar with the story And this scientist, Yakub, created the white man 6,000 years ago. And I'm going to skip a lot of the story. I'm going to go straight to what I really want to. If you want to really understand the story, just pick up A Message to the Black Man, or maybe you can go on YouTube and they can tell you the story of Yakub, the big-head scientist. Yakub created a race of people which we call, the white man, on the island of Palan, which is they say it's in China or Japan. Japan, I believe. Anyway, that's where they were created by a grafting process. Yakub was forced, him and his followers were forced to leave the tribe of Shabazz, and they went to this island, Palan. I think that's what it's called, or Nippon. I think I got that right. Real close. I'm paraphrasing, so I don't know if I got it right and exact or not, but this is the basis of the story. Okay, so the white race was created, and they came back to the tribe of Shabazz, and they were allowed to come among the people of the tribe of Shabazz. And according to the story, when they got there, all kinds of trouble started happening. And they figured it was because of the tribe, Yakub's new people, the white race, these white people. So the king decided, got together, we need to get rid of these folks because they're causing us some problems and trouble. And they took them, round them all up, all they could find, and they marched them. They stripped them of their clothes, basically, just enough to cover their private parts. And they marched them, of course, to Europe. And a lot of them died in the desert, stripped them to naked and marched them across the desert to Europe. And of course, once they got to Europe, they messed around and reverted to a beast-like state, and hair grew all over their body, and they began walking on their all fours and a savage state. Now, some of the people were hidden, all of them. Some people were still hidden, so a lot of them still remain among the tribe of Shabazz. Okay. Okay, this is my questions. Okay, this is the questions that I raise. Where clearly Caucasian people, now even according to the story, clearly white people are Africans. They are tribe of Shabazz. They came from us. That's where we come. They came from us. So we made them, according to this story. Okay, we made the white man. We made him what he was. He's a product of us. Then we allowed him to come back among us, and he's a troublemaker, so we decided to kick him out from among us. Okay, this is the question that I want to raise dealing with this story. You blame these people for certain ill behaviors among the people of the tribe of Shabazz. My question is, these are nothing but allegations. According to the story, there was no trial. There was no inquiry based upon belief and assumptions. They blamed these people for the behavior of others with no evidence. According to the story, there was no trial, there was nothing. You immediately go to blame. So, because these people were so pure and good, they did not lie, they did not steal, they did not slander. Now, mind you, according to the teaching, there was another scientist, another idiot, and he did not like the fact he wanted everybody to speak one language. I think that's how the story goes. He wanted everybody to speak one language, and they didn't. Everybody was happy speaking their different languages. And he was pissed off, so he decided he gonna blow up the earth. And he was unsuccessful. But he blew up. Do you know how many people would die? If you blast the earth like that, okay, you're gonna blast a chunk of the earth to the point. That's what formed the moon. Now, if you look at the moon is, it's oval, it's almost perfectly round. And the water that was on the moon stayed with the earth, fell back to the earth. That's why the earth, according to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, that's why the earth is 75% water, because a lot of this water actually belonged to that chunk of earth out there called the moon. Oh, wow. I mean, we don't think at all. I mean, first of all, a blast like that can blow up so much of the earth that would kill everybody on the planet. That's like a nuke. That's probably worse than the claims of these people talking about what they can do with nuclear weapons. Because I doubt if nuclear weapons, if they set off all the nuclear weapons on the planet, it's not going to tear the planet up that kind of way. But these, according to this story, this insane guy put enough explosives in the earth, blew a chunk out into the, and then look how far the chunk of earth traveled way out there. What is 73 million miles? Like, damn, that would kill all life on the planet. It got to. Because even according to the scientists, the meteorite or whatever that caused the extinction of the dinosaurs, it wasn't as powerful as that either. And it killed off the dinosaurs. The story don't make any sense. The earth has a gravitational pull. Just, I don't know. It just, put in the chat room, do the story make sense to you? This is the story. It's not making any sense to me. And how many of you have a gun and you go out to the shooting range or whatever and you shoot those what they call it is those little round plates, and you can shoot them, or you can shoot anything with a gun, very explosive, powerful. When something blows up, I have yet to see anything that form a perfect type circle. But the moon was blasted from the earth, and it's out there, and it looks perfectly round to us. How the hell is that possible? It should look like a piece of something, like an asteroid or something, all messed up, from being blasted. The story don't make any sense. So now we go back to these people. They the troublemakers. They blaming the white people for the ill behaviors. Now, apparently, you have a lot of insane people among you because you got this guy who is a member of the tribe of Shabazz. This fella trying to blow up the earth. What the hell? But you're going to blame the white man for the ill behaviors of the people. So with no trial, speculation, it reminds you of the, what they call that? The Salem witch trials, where people just blame folks for being a witch or a warlock, but mostly women. They didn't really deal with men. It was always witches, always women. And they would call you no trial, really speculation, just accusations, allegations. Call you a witch. Next thing you know, they burning you alive. Back in the day, the Salem witch trials. Call you a witch. Spooky ass white folks. But if you notice, it was nothing but women. Very rare would they burn up a warlock, because a warlock is a witch. It's just a male witch. But they concentrated. It was always women getting burned up. What do that tell you? Okay. Without a trial, no jury of their peers, they make them butt naked and march them across the desert to Europe. Now look at here. Now remember now, these are holy and righteous people. They holy and righteous. But they're going to strip somebody naked, barely give them food. A lot of those white people, according to the story, they died, from thirst and from hunger, marching across the desert. That don't sound barbaric to you? That don't sound like that's not inhumane to you? That's inhumane and barbaric. That's what they would call that in 2023. If you heard a story of that right now, they would call that barbaric and inhumane. And because even in war, you can't do like that. They would charge you with war crimes. When you have a prisoner of war, even in war, you're supposed to treat the prisoner of war humanely. You're not supposed to do those type of things. That's not what civilized people are supposed to do. That's barbaric. Exactly so, brother. That's my conclusion. So they marched them across the desert to Europe, and then they end up reverting into a savage and beast-like lifestyle, according to the story. Again, that's barbaric behavior. There's nothing holy and righteous about it. Now, then according to the story, they were the troublemakers. But according to the story, some of the members of the tribe of Shabazz liked them and they hid them among themselves. How you gonna hide a people like that among yourself? Because if they the troublemakers, and that behavior, if they are the ones that's actually causing ill behavior, and you still have them among you hidden, how are you gonna have them and you don't detect them? Because you marched them to the desert, and some of the members of the tribe of Shabazz hid them, right? But if the behaviors that you blame them for is still going on, then you gotta common sense that, well, some of them people still must be here because this behavior is still going on. And they are the ones that caused it. Okay, so you march them across the desert, and now it's the whole thing is over. Now everything go back to righteous behavior. They still among you. So apparently they wasn't the ones that was the one that was the cause of the ill behavior that you was talking about, because they still with you. You got some of them and you marched them, but a lot of them still there. The story don't make any sense. Also, the story show that you're not just, because clearly they wasn't the source of your problems, because a lot of them was still there and it stopped. Or whatever. And everything went to normal. According to the story, it exposed the fact that these people aren't holy and righteous like they're trying to paint them to be. Hell, they so wicked and crazy, they want to blow up the earth. Even the white folks don't talk about, they talk about, well, we got enough nuclear weapons that could do it, but they don't run around talk about blowing up the earth. But the tribe of Shabazz, according to the story, they actually done it, not talk about it. They actually blew up the earth. But they holy and righteous. Like Eric Muhammad said, talk black to me. Eric Muhammad, you explain this. I want these Muslims to explain this behavior. Because it don't sound like holy and righteous behavior to me at all. Period. Now, those who are listening, go into the chat room, please. And can you come here or make a response video and show us how this is holy and righteous behavior? This is genocide, people. It's genocide. That's a form of genocide, because you trying to get you actually, because they took action to try to wipe out a people. Because when you took a people, you denied them proper food, proper water, and you took them across the desert to Europe. That's a form of genocide. Because it's not like they went over there and I'm going to help you start your own nation and, whatever. They didn't do that. That's genocidal behavior. That's no different than when the white man just set his slaves free. If you make it, you make it. If you don't, you don't. It's the same mindset. But these are holy and righteous people. There's to my knowledge, there's nobody in recorded history that we know of that exhibited holy and righteous behavior. You can only find that in fantasy and fiction. And hell, this story about the tribe of Shabazz is supposed to be about holy and righteous people. And according to your own story, you're not holy and righteous. That's barbarianism. That's savage behavior, what they done. And just like Soul Brother 85 said in the chat room, aka Deacon of Reality, how wonder the white folks pissed off at you, what you did to them. Then your dumb ass is going to go to Europe and say, these people savages. Let me help them. Let me civilize them. Okay, you didn't want, the whole thing is stupid. You didn't want them among you. And you exiled them to Europe, what we know of as Europe. Then later on, now you're going to go back to Europe. Look at these people, they savages. I'm going to civilize them. And so now, they over there minding their own business. Look, see, they over there minding their own business, with their long fur, eating meat raw and, living a savage life, or however you want to call it. They minding their own business. But you gonna go over there, according to the story, now you gonna go over there and mess with them people. They wasn't bothering you. Oh, you a savage. And according to the religion, Musa or Moses is the one that raised up and that civilized the white man. And they were so savage, according to the story, Musa or Moses had to build a ring of fire. Damn, you're gonna go all out your way to teach these people civilization. Now, when they say that Musa actually is symbolic for the Moors. The Moors are the ones that actually came from Africa and saw the white folks in that condition and raised them up and gave them civilization. So you can blame the Moors for that. That's why when you go to Europe, you will see a lot of, black statues and things of this nature. The Madonna is black, whatever, because of the influence of the Moors. Okay, so you go over there and bother these people who's minding their own business, being savages, and then they began to take what you was teaching them and took the knowledge and began to progress. They began to progress to the point where, hell, they are exceeding you. And next thing you know, what do they say? Karma is a bee. Karma is a bee. That's what they say. Next thing you know, the Europeans are calling the Moors, they are calling the black Africans, they're calling them savages. The script has got flipped. And now I understand, or anybody should understand, you think that these people forgot what you've done to them? So now they start coming to Africa. These the suckers that put us in that bad shape. They remember. So it's no shock to me that white people or Europeans should feel that way toward these Africans, these people that did that horrible stuff to them. So it's no wonder, according to your story, this tribal Shabazz story, look what you did. Look what you done to them. What you done to them was inhumane. It was barbaric. There was no need for that. And now you crying. The white man is what? Look what you done. According to your story, you started it. You caused the problem. You did this. Now you the victim. Like some of us in our families. And we treat our children real bad. Then we end up in a nursing home. Nobody come to see your happy ass. Do you remember how you treated your children? You wouldn't buy them no toys. You didn't even give them a drink of water. You treated your children bad. Now you're laying up all alone in a nursing home with bed sores. None of your children come see you in the nursing home because of what you done. But you're a victim. How the hell you a victim? You caused all of this. And you don't hold yourself, the tribe of Shabazz, accountable for what they done. The tribe of Shabazz is the reason why we catching hell the way we are, because of what the tribe of Shabazz done. According to your story. This is your story. It's not the white man's story. You're going to call them devils and all this. Who was the one being devilish? Who was the one being evil? Where did they get that behavior from? They learned it all from your happy ass. So I know, brother, you taking the story out of context. This is your story. I'm not taking nothing out of context. I'm telling the story the way it was told. But I'm giving the correct interpretation because that's what you're done. White man is the devil. No, you the one caused all this. Just like God. God created the devil. God caused all of this. You want to blame the devil. Satan. Oh, Lucifer, Satan. God started it all. Satan didn't start it. God did it. So we need to hold God accountable. We need to hold the tribe of Shabazz accountable. They started it. Now you want to play victim. And you don't want to hold the ones that actually are the ones that actually started it, the problem. You don't want to hold them responsible and hold them accountable. And this is according to your story. Your story don't back up your claims of the tribe of Shabazz is holy and righteous and blah, blah, blah. Your own story don't tell you that you holy and righteous. Your own story tell you that you a savage. And you kicked all this off. Hey there, Tracy. Tracy J is in the house. This whole thing makes me sick. And this is your story. And I'm very sure if you listen to the stories of the Pan Africans and what the white man done or whatever, you're going to see the same thing. Because even according to their story, the Europeans was over there. What's this thing they love to do? They like to call the white people what? Neanderthal. I can't probably pronounce it. Neanderthals. Those are Neanderthals. Okay. Or the cave people. They the caveman, cave beasts. They was over there in Europe minding their own business. You went over there messing with them folks. So you are the problem, not them. They wasn't over there minding their business, then they came messing with you. No, the reason why they know that you exist because you went over there messing with them first. And according, now correct me if I'm wrong, you even got on them boats and showed them how to come to Africa. It was black people, it was Moors or whatever, it was Africans that was on those boats those Europeans had that showed the Europeans how to come to Africa. Your dumb ass. Because I know I seen some old pictures or whatever, and it was black people on, they show dark-skinned people in those parties. Because Europe's supposed to be white, right? If Europe is white or whatever, how the hell did they end up knowing where Africa was? How did they know about these other people? Because your ass showed them. Y'all some dumb suckers. They're stupid. Stupid. Now you want to sit around here, oh, the white man this and he the devil and blah, blah, blah. You got people, you got Africans right now on the continent killing other Africans. Go look it up on the internet. The Sudan, the Congo. Why do you think those African people are trying to leave the continent, the whole continent? They don't care about any good places. They want to get the hell away from the whole continent. I'm going to risk my life going to Europe. I'm going to risk my life trying to go to the United States of America. I'm getting the hell out of Africa, period. And look, you know that's a desperate situation because what? How How far is Africa? What is Africa? 9,000 miles from us? I don't know. I don't know what it. See, when I don't know something, I just tell you I don't know. You know, if I got a problem, if I got to paraphrase and really don't know, I'm gonna tell you. I'm not gonna sit around here and talk like I know this and that, because I don't know how far Africa is. I think it's 9,000 miles from here. Anyway, I know it's thousands of miles. And these people are willing to risk their life, thousands of miles, to go to Europe. They get the hell away from the continent, period. No. Deacon says, not across the street. Damn Skippy, it's damn shit not across the street. They willing to go through a whole lot of stuff, cross rivers, climb mountains, to come to the United States. And these idiots telling us that we need to be trying to go to Africa, and those people trying to get the hell away from Africa. And then the only reason why they talk about Africa, when you listen to them talk, they're not even talking about the people, they're talking about the resources of Africa. Oh, Africa got the diamonds and the gold and the uranium and the platinum. I thought you was going there because you related to the people. They're not talking about the people. They always talk about the resources of Africa. They want the diamonds. They want the resources of Africa. And how you gonna get those resources? If they put you over there, you don't even know how to get the resources. If they put you over there, you don't even know how to get it. You don't know how to dig up the diamonds. You don't know how to process the oil. You don't know how to do nothing. Talk about the resources. Why do you think the Africans can't do it? Because they don't know how. They don't have the technology. They don't know how. So the Europeans and the Chinese, whoever, go over there, you know, give them some crumbs. You know, let me get some of this stuff out of here, out of the ground. Most of you don't even know what uranium is or what it looked like. You don't know how to process it or none of that stuff. You just want to go to Africa with your greedy ass because you want to go over there to get something. It ain't because you love that place. It's because you want to get something, fake ass folks. Go over there to see what you can get. Africa. And them people not going to share their little crumbs that they get with you. They're not going to do it. And not doing it. Let's go to Africa. For what? And what you going to do? They ain't going to do a damn thing. That's why the Mississippi campaign is important. Because if you accomplish and put yourself in a position of the control of a state, now you're in a position to do something like that. You're not in a position to help yourself. How the hell you gonna help Africa? Can't do nothing for Africa. Can't even help your damn self. The whole thing is sickening. And they want us to be sick like them. Pan-Africans are sick. I'm watching all these old videos. They listen to this. It ain't nothing but Umar Johnson. They got a new guy. Charleston White. I heard some of his crap. They don't have no purpose for us. They don't have no vision for us. The best thing Umar Johnson can do for you, talk about building a school. He been building a school since 2014 or whatever it was. What is Charleston White doing? What can they don't have nothing for us as a people. The only vision, the only realistic solution, the best option that we have is what we call the Mississippi campaign. If you can't do that, you might as well sit your ass down. It don't mean nothing. Might as well just keep going to church, talking about some hallelujah. And in a few years, the people called African American won't even exist no more. The so-called African American shouldn't exist anyway. We are a product of the slave plantation. So our extinction might be a good thing anyway. And you don't want to live. The people called African American won't even exist in a little while. Maybe that's a good thing, because we shouldn't exist anyway. Just like a lot of these cows and chickens. They are products of domestication. They're not part of the natural world. The made. We are a product of slavery. We're man-made. Like these chickens and these cows and these pigs. We was treated just like those animals. We remember our ancestors. We were farm animals, and now we're feral. You can go to some parts of the country, and there are wild chickens from farms. There are wild dogs. There are wild pigs. From domesticating, they done turned feral. That's all we are. That's what we are. That's the reality of it. We're not no damn Africans. We never lived in no damn Africa. And see, they don't want to deal with the reality of our situation. But because we are human beings, we can go beyond the feral pig and the dogs and the cats and whatever. But again, just like I said to the brother, and shout out to the myth detector, shout out to another brother that's listening to us. He calls himself It's Common Sense. I gotta stay in contact with these brothers. That's the right mindset that we need. Where's the common sense? Detect the myths and get rid of the myths. Accept reality, my friend. It's much easier. But that's the only way we're going to have to come out of this, is to accept reality. Accept reality. All this fantasy, the tribe of Shabazz, the teachings, and the more science, all these old teachings, feel good stuff. They was good back in the day. They're not going to help you now. You're supposed to grown up. We supposed to been grown over 100 years out of slavery. We should be in a better shape than where we are right now. We haven't grown. But you don't have to worry about it, because these other people are coming and you won't exist. You won't exist. So don't have to worry about it. And maybe that's a good thing. I just wanted to rant, get that off my chest. I want to thank you for listening. Thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight on this spontaneous broadcast. And I want to remind us of Soul Liberation Day, December the 7th, 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Some of you will be listening on your telephones or whatever. Some of you will actually take off from work and stop what you're doing so that you can participate in Soul Liberation Day 2024. Our theme is Free Your Mind, and the rest will follow. Again, that's December the 7th, 2023 at 2:30 p.m. Central Time. That's our main video live stream of the year. Our alternative, our alternative of Savior's Day that the Nation of Islam celebrates. Honoring some divine person or God, we are honoring and celebrating ourselves. We as individuals celebrating our ability, our ability to use our brain to overcome obstacles. That's what we're doing. That's what Soul Liberation Day is about. And hopefully, we know that we can do this as individuals, but hopefully one day, we as a people, the so-called African American, the foundational Black American, the freedmen, soul brothers and sisters, one day we can get our act together and truly become liberated and celebrate our liberation of soul, brothers and sisters, Soul Liberation Day. So, with that said, a couple of weeks, I'm looking forward to 2024. And on that note, again, send a shout out to the Deacons of Reality, Soul Brother 85, Twin Pyramid, Mellow Cap, Armor Delight, Brother Jay was in the house. Those who are listening in the clouds, those who support the platform, I appreciate everybody that support us being real. Unfortunately, being real don't make you a whole lot of friends. Being real, a lot of folks stay upset with you because you ain't done nothing to them. They just get upset. I want somebody from the Nation of Islam. I want you to come and show how this behavior that we talked about with this tribal Shabazz story, I want them to get this story. Again, shout out to everybody, and thank you for your support. As Don used to always say, I 5,000.